Hi.
Hey, not yet.
I can't remember the name of the rock station. Comp? Do they still call it Comp? Is that over? Shouldn't there be like a guy from KOMP here to announce me? I believe that Classic Rock Las Vegas reposted this show. I thought this was going to be a show where I played for people, but this is just all my friends here, so it's nice. Takes the edge off. There are people. There are people. We're all people. Last time I played at the Bunkhouse, the stage was over there. Now it's over here. That's what they call progress. There's a big picture of Willie Nelson over here. I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went. Do you have the big pictures of Willie and Waylon and stuff? There'll be time to talk about that one off the stage.
So many.
I was at the Gary Wright benefit here in January. Was it December or January? I can't remember. And I stood in this room and I said, man, I want to play in this room. And then I left and I went to Los Angeles and I bought a one-way ticket to Seattle. And really, just seconds after I bought the one-way ticket to Seattle, Mike Stratton called me up and he said, hey Ron, you want to come play at the Bunkhouse? And I was like, shit, I manifested this, right? I gotta take it. Y'all manifest everything that happens in your life. The good things, the bad things. It's all in your head. It's all vibration. Here's a song. I've got this friend, he told me I was very influential in his life. I've got this friend, she told me I was very influential in her life. Well, it is their lives, and they can fuck it up how they lie. How they lie. Well, now I had this uncle, and he built his house in the desert. You know Uncle Freddie. With too many toilets. My Uncle Freddie put like 17 or 23 toilets in a house in the middle of the desert in Las Vegas. He was owed some favors. Well, it was his life. And he managed to shit in as many holes as he lied. You guys had a Voodoo Donut? If you go to Portland, I recommend the Voodoo Donut. I don't know why there's not a Voodoo Donut shop on East Fremont Street. Y'all should get on that. Have you guys seen the movie The Jerk starring Steve Martin? I never knew how much of my catchphrases were based on that movie until I watched it with my children. My kids were like, Dad, you say that? I was like, yeah. Dad, you say that too? I was like, yeah. You know when Nathan Johnson gets all his money and he goes off and he gets that really great mansion in Beverly Hills? It's got the like the disco room and the stuffed camel and stuff. Supposedly that was a real house that was built by Egyptian Arab sheik of some sort. And once he built his dream house, he got laughed out of Beverly Hills. He brought all this money to Beverly Hills and he bought that crazy dream house. That was his dream house, and he got laughed out of Beverly Hills, and so they used it for the movie The Jerk. All I'm saying is be careful what you wish for, because it might come to you. Now I've got my good times and you got your good times. Oh man. And I hope they can meet. Two road maps can meet on thick carpet. Oh, and we can dance in bare feet. This is my life, and I'm gonna rub as many feet as I like. This is a wonderful evening. This was worth a bus ride to Portland and then a plane flight to Las Vegas. It's cheaper sometimes. You just gotta work it out. I hitchhiked for 20 miles and then, no, I'm just kidding. I never hitchhiked in my life. I tried like a month ago on Jones to hitchhike and nobody picked me up. First time I ever tried. I had my bus pass. I was like, look, I paid $2. Pick me up. Nobody picked me up. Here's a song I wrote in Las Vegas, Nevada. Right? It was after a night of drinking at the Bunkhouse. Swear to God. It was the day of the week. Sorry. It was the day of the week where they clean out. It was before. It was not this bunkhouse. It was a different bunkhouse. It was smelly and kind of mildewy in here and stuff. It was the day of the week where they clean out the Jägermeister machine. You know the big Jägermeister machine where they put the 2 bottles in top and they pour it out all week because it keeps it cold? It was the day of the week where they clean out the Jägermeister machine and they like pour it out like, because the bottom is like swill at the bottom of the Jägermeister machine. I don't know if any beer bar backs or bartenders in the room. But that thing, when you pour the Jaeger out, it's swill. And so once a week, they pour the swill out of the bottom of the Jaeger. And just like, and they just set the pitcher of Jaeger swill just on the counter. And like, and I'm sitting there drinking, I'm like, what's going on with that? And the bartender, who was my buddy, was like, oh yeah, we just leave it there. It'll be empty in about 6 hours. And like, just slowly, everybody drank this bottle of this pitcher of old Jägermeister. I think about that every time I drink Jägermeister. But so I partied here all night, and then I went home to my friend Kristen Mason's house, and I woke up and I wrote this song, and then I was like, I just wrote this song, I have to record it. And I was like, oh, Tristan Moyer has a garage band, and so I caught a bus on Boulder Highway to get to Tristan Moyer's house to record this song I had just written in Mason's house. And at the bus stop, there was a dude who literally looked like he had shopped off the hip-hop section of Hot Topic. And since I had a striped shirt on, he called me Where's Waldo. And all the time, I had to wait at the bus stop to go record my song at Tristan Moyer's house. This guy was like, hey, where's Waldo? What's up, Where's Waldo? What are you doing, Where's Waldo? And it took everything into me to not be like, hey, hip-hop section of Hot Topic, what's up with your underpants and your fucking whatevers? Sorry. It's illegal in some cities to let your underpants show. I talk too much. I pulled up a space next to your axe, and then I sat down to chop this out. It was extremely hot. You guys get that? You live in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
You try to pitch that shit on the East Coast, they're like, what's that? Extremely hot. Like, yeah, it was 120 fucking degrees when I heard this song. It was extremely hot. We were still a little drunk. But sometimes you're gonna have to give up. Bam! And as I sat, drenched in sweat, I must thank you for being you. 'Cause anywhere else I could sit, oh, you little motherfuckers, it just wouldn't do. Of course, sometimes I'm lonely. Some Sometimes I know you're scared, but all those made-up monsters, yeah, they can own you, and they'll keep you chained to the bottom of the stairs. Here's the guitar solo. Well, I looked at your face. I'm a regular Randy Rhoads, right? I looked at your face and those pretty colors, and then I knew that I could shine like you. Now keep in mind that we must be gracious, 'cause when you shine too hard, oh, you might float away. Everyone I know, you know, they know we're always sickened to see you go. That sounds all open range. Hey, my big brother is right here. No, he just got up. That's my big brother right there. He pulled me out of a burning building when I was a small child. That's why you weren't on the guest list tonight. I didn't even know there was a guest list.
I didn't get that.
This white line is nice.
I didn't get that.
I usually have a white line to play on, to walk up.
Yeah.
How about these lights, huh?
Yeah. Beautiful like an angel.
O'Shea's in the trees. He's looking for bees, not the honey. He ripped a hole in his pants, not swashing the ants, but looking for money. Flapping your arms to fly to the moon, peeling the orange that got picked too soon. I dance for the people, but I'm not a maroon. I can't play the flute, well, here try to pass it. It's easy, not hard to relocate. Let's say that again. It's easy, not hard to relocate. A ticket on Spirit is like $30. I didn't mention this song is for Brian Weiss. The orange was sour, it made me a coward for picking. Don't worry, a whole TV show's coming here. The people all said, who you doing in bed? He said, thinking. I'm not thinking very often. Flapping your arms to fly to the moon, peeling the orange that got picked too soon. I dance for the people, but I'm not maroon. You can't play the flute, well, you're trying to pass it. It's easy, not hard to relocate. Well, it's easy, not hard to relocate. I know a human beatboxer in Pennsylvania would be really mad at me right now. Drove the car uphill. At the top I popped a pill. Crazy things we could see. The first quarter mile will cost you a smile. It's expensive sometimes, but the rest of the ride is free. That is for me. Me. Me and Morgan. That song's called Morgan's Orange. It's about a guy who left an orange in my record store. His name was Morgan. Does anybody know Morgan? Javelin, you knew Morgan, right?
I don't think so, do I?
I thought you did. I don't know.
The guy who was missing an orange.
You remember that guy who lost his orange? Sat on my counter for days. Man, I lost track of time. I gotta keep an eye on time. I'd like to thank Mr. Mark Huff for playing music with me tonight. He's an awesome cat. I'd like to thank everybody here at the Bunkhouse, Mr. Stratton, and all these lovely people who have been taking good care of me there. Keep an eye on the time. I don't want to rip anybody off. Overstay my welcome.
An hour and a half.
It's nice to be in a sensible town where you can drink your beer on stage. There's lots of places where you can.
Yeah, baby.
And you know, let me tell you, I grew up here, I was born here, I was raised here.
Yeah!
Preach.
And I've been around the country, I've been around the world kinda, not the whole world, but I've been to some places. There's something really satisfying about knowing you can get a beer at 4:30 in the morning. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I talk a lot of shit about this city. Not you people. You're all wonderful. Dude, there's nothing funnier than having a band come into town and be like, this is the worst town in the world.
Fuck you.
Somebody did that, yeah, right? Fuck me. I'm here, I'm ready. I got many orifices and holes and all kinds of things you can play with. But the thing is, like, I was doing it, I did it when I used to have a record store. I don't know if you guys know that. When my record store was in Venice Beach, this band came from, like, Olympia, and the first 10 minutes of their show was like, God, this is the worst town in the world. How do you fucking idiots live here? You fucking assholes. Like, and the whole room was like, well, fuck you, huh? Well, fuck you, K-Records band.
The 7-inch shoe.
7-inch show! I have something to talk about. It's very important. This is more important than any of my songs, I swear to you. Wait, it's called... This is as important as...
You need bifocal?
I spelled it wrong. No, I spelled it wrong. They got something down the street. I got more of those, don't worry. I'd like to thank Mark Huff for letting me open for him. Don't worry, he brought his own microphone.
Read the back of the skull.
What?
Read the back of the skull.
Read the back of the skull?
To your right.
My skull?
Other right.
Oh, okay. Oh, this. You are not playing well tonight. Oh. Back of the skull says I'm not playing well tonight.
Fuck that skull! What does he know? Dead son of a bitch!
This is the show. This is what you paid for. You should have researched me on YouTube first. Like, this is the show. I've gotten that same response from the front row, and I look down at a kid and I go, honey, this is the show. I drove 9 hours to do this for you. This is the fucking show. What fucking story was I telling? God damn it. Oh, Stackzilla. Oh my god. Has anybody had Stackzilla? Right down on Fremont Street, right by the Union Plaza, to the left of the Union Plaza, there's a place. They got a fucking stack of pancakes. If you eat it in 15 minutes, it's fucking free. America.
Get out of town.
You know, it's funny how we change, and all the things that seem to matter, where we build our cage, and all those goats that just got fatter. You know, I tend to be amazed at all the love that I can gather, and when to walk away. It doesn't mean the future's sadder, you know, it only means we're growing every day. We'll continue changing to our graves. Paradise in your eyes, and that quiver in your lip. I'd lift you off your feet just for one kiss. the last show. You know, I got your text today, and the world seems so much smaller, 'cause it's sometimes hard to say those words that grow us taller. You know, some will limp away to avoid that life of squalor, but I've no time to be afraid. In the name of one more dollar, and once again, we'll start a brand new day. It's what humans do. And all this change will help us melt away. Paradise in your eyes, that quiver in your lip. I'd lift you off your feet just for one kiss. Just for one kiss.
Just for one kiss.
And when we're talking, and when we're knowing, and when there's no time for lies, that's a short little window, we will know what we know about paradise. Just for one kiss. Just for one kiss.
Just for one kiss.
You guys are lovely. I wonder if every once in a while Daryl Hall is on stage and he's singing Sarah Smile.
Yeah.
And he thinks about one quirky little thing that Sarah Smile used to do in the sack, and it makes him smile. Because that's what just happened to me. I thought about the girl who I just wanted to give one kiss to, and it made me smile. I want more than the kiss thing. I want the whole thing. Don't give me the tip. This ain't no waitressing deal. I want the whole shaft.
He's a bad man.
Just a tip, it'll do.
He's bad man, Gemma.
Just as fine as he can be. Has anybody been to the trailer park behind? Because they got a party going there every Thursday night. Oh, just so you know, this is Mark Huff's stool. He left it here. He asked me. That was really nice. He asked me. It was okay. You know, when I date girls, I go, you should go home and listen to my records and figure out how this is going to end. This flesh of mine will crawl up and kiss you, but you better push it away. And even with all this pure bliss that encompasses me, I'm still often quite blue. What right do I have to? Ooh. Now lovely lies in the face of what I can't have. Each pain has a lesson to be learned. And as I wallow in this huge bitter classroom, I'll ditch before the testing day. Probably gonna drop out anyway. I used to ditch Valley High School it was like a, what do they call this? Like a dirt, where you dig dirt? It's like a trench. It's like a trench outside of the Thomas and Mack. When they were building the Thomas and Mack, I would ditch Valley and we'd hang in a trench and we'd drink Everclear all day. And when I go to sleep, I pray the Lord won't hear me weep. You know, I can't tell those stories in Pennsylvania. I can't stop in the middle of the song and be like, I ditched Valley High School and used to hang out in a ditch across from the Thomas and Mack. They're like, blink, 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 blink. Can you sing? They're like, can you sing about cheese? My mom knows horrible things about me now. I'm a 50-year-old man. I have no reason to hide anything from my mom. I say horrible things in front of her. And when I go to sleep, I pray the Lord won't hear me weep. Those dancing devils turn their cheeks, but they keep an eye on me.
To you. I'll polish any extremity I like. And big birds can fly so close to you, so close you'll share in the delight. But flying's an honor, it's not a right.
And when I go to sleep, I pray the Lord won't hear me weep. Those dancing devils turn their cheeks, oh, but they keep an eye on me. Literally, my last girlfriend just sent me a text message a few weeks ago that said, "Oh, I listened to all your albums and now I know why you broke up with me." Thanks. Hey, if you're interested, I have CDs for sale right over by this skeleton that's telling me I'm not doing a very good job. Right over here on this table. My latest CD is there. It's called Train of Salvation. It's done with a whole band of boys in Pennsylvania. I taught them the songs and everything. My other CD that I put out last year is called Open Range. I don't have any of those because I left them in Seattle because they've got really good weed in Seattle.
I was in like Olympia on the bus and I was like, down! The whole bus heard me go, down! I left my motherfucking CDs in Seattle.
I took my flannel with me. Any butt trumpet fans in the audience?
That's an old reference.
Let's do this. Well, we crave. Let me find that G. Well.
Which staff?
Oh, you. Well, we crave many things, and many things will eat us from inside. And I've saved many days in a book next to your name, but it stopped feeling right. Cause I keep marching forward, and you keep leaning back. But both of us could be right. That skeleton would be right. But we shouldn't be together tonight. Now we slave in many ways, waiting for the myth of time to kill. And this craze of glory days will surely disappoint your wants and wills. For the ticking we hear right now is the time we could employ. My contradicting words might come out trite, but we shouldn't be together tonight. Now as I lovingly stare into your wooden eyes, expecting, reflecting that they can't provide, well, I'm struck in the head with ideas you'll survive. And I'm not talking like an Afro man struck in the head. I'm talking a real strike in the head. Sorry. Let's put down your weapons and we'll strategize. I'm so happy right now. Sorry. Now when you sit on someone's porch, you must wave back at their friends or you're a dick. And I'd like to hold your hand, but But you can't depend on me through thin and thick, 'cause everyone will move on, and we'll all do it alone. Well, I know you think it's out of spite, but we shouldn't be together tonight. How many people had sex last night? Really? I haven't had sex in a while. It was bad last time.
With another person?
Right, with another person. Right. I mean, I drain this shit. I'm a human, right? I don't want to kill people with an axe. I gotta drain this shit. That's the thing. I'll bet nobody's even looked into this. I'll bet if you like track your serial killers, but there's not a lot of jerkers there. I bet there's not a lot of dudes there. Like that. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my handle. Oh no, I'm a sugar bowl. Sorry, SNL 40. Yeah.
There you go.
This is bigger.
Bigger is better.
You get more talented when it's bigger.
We'll just stack them up back here. It'll be fine. Whoopah, whoopah, whoopah. Hey, what if I do this? I practiced this today. I hope I don't fuck it up. Oh no.
Yes.
Stigler here? No. He came last time. I knew he wasn't coming twice. I like you. Oops. I like you. But you think I'm a jerk.
Jerk.
I like you. But I don't like work.
Work.
I like what you like and you like what I like. So let's like each other like now.
No.
I like what you like and you like what I like. But let's like each other like now.
No.
I figured you'd have Alzheimer's by now. That's nice you remember that part. I like you, and you think I'm swell. I like you, and I won't go to hell. I'm going to hell, go to hell, go to hell. I like what you like, and you like what I like, and let's like each other like now.
No.
I like what you like, and you like what I like, and let's like each other like now.
No.
I like you, they think I'm okay. I like you, but my mom thinks I'm gay.
Yay.
My mom literally sat at my wedding and talked with multiple people about how she thought I was gay most of my life. I like what you like and you like what I like, so let's like each other like now.
No.
Come on, somebody say it with Brian, huh? I like what you like and you like what I like, but let's like each other like now. There you go. You really suck, you pretentious fuck. Is this song I wrote like 30 years ago? I don't ever play it anymore. I played it for you guys. This is the show. I'm sorry. Man in the darkness over there. This is as good as it gets. This is why you paid me the big bucks to come into town. Come into my hometown and look at We're Hot down the street. We are hot. They changed it. How did I get here? Gosh, how will I get home? It'll be okay. I've got a mountain of friends here, but no one deserves the fit that I can throw. It's ugly. Will you wait for me to find my sanity? It appears no one's got that much time. I like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, you dance. Make it last, don't look at me. Don't you look at staying? People ask me each and every day. And man, what were you thinking to relocate to such a crazy place? Will you wait for me to find my sanity? I assume no one's got that much time. I'd like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, make it last. Don't look at me, don't you look at me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. When you whistle in a microphone, it's very important to whistle past the microphone. I love the open mic when somebody goes, sit down and take a load off. There's so many chairs. Stop running from place to place. I say that, I've been in 4 cities in the last month. Well, home's where your friends are. And if you hold on tight, you'll soon agree. If you wait for me, we'll plant a fruitful tree and we'll eat from it till we find our minds. They're back there somewhere. I'd like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, make it last. Don't look at me, but please, please dance with me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, 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 dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I'm almost done. I got about 3 more songs. This is the most autobiographical song I've ever written. I usually write songs about people that I make fun of. This is all me. Surrounded by friends and potential, I can be the world's biggest asshole if you trust me. To bring you down, I can do it. And it's a long, long road that we travel. But this world offers so many nice things to break. I've broken a lot of them too. Swimming upstream with the salmon. Spawn and die is the vocation of the day.
So please go away! Stop the text messages! And it's a long, long boat that we fish from. But that worm might just wiggle away.
I meant penis when I wrote worm. I don't usually do that. I thought I'd share that with you guys tonight. This is like a songwriter's thing. Boing. That's what that line's about. Swing. When you take a picture, do this, all right? It works for Obama. Spitting out bits of example. I don't know if you noticed, almost every song has a reference to fruits or vegetables. Spitting out bits of example. A tree fruit stone can get stuck in a lover's throat. And that's all she wrote.
And it's a green fucked up things you need. Please feel free to proceed. And when you hide that candle in the doorway, don't expect to like what you see. Now stop
If you don't stop clapping, I'll start to hip hop, to hippie, to hippie, to hip hip hop.
Nobody needs that.
Dude, once that grandma did, that was the only rap song I knew, and once that rapping granny did it, it was fucked. Like, you're like, nobody can do that. The rapping granny killed it. I'd like to thank you all for being you. Not to quote myself or anything. This is the title track from the CD that's on sale over on the table. If you buy one, I'll have a better life. But that's not your responsibility. Don't feel like that's your responsibility.
It's cool. I'll be fine. I'll just take my little silver fucking coasters and go back to Seattle.
You can just walk into a store and buy cannabis. And walk out and go, thanks guys, and they go, no problem, see you next week, and you go, thanks guys. This is the show. You should have seen me behind a record store counter. I killed there. Some guy really early, when I first started playing music in 2007, when I first like kind of didn't have anything else to do except play music, some guy came up to me and he's like, dude, you're good, but as soon as you're as comfortable on that stage as you were in the record store, it'll be fine. And I was like, all right. I don't know, I just didn't have a point, I guess that's all. You want to buy an Off Ivy CD? Just kidding. This song's called Shine Me Up Pretty. It starts with a chorus, just like Eleanor Rigby. Because everybody just wants the fucking chorus anyway. Shine me up pretty, put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, I can't stand to be alone. Shine me up pretty and put me in your phone.
What's that?
Got no time to be with you, I can't stand to be alone. All the apples in your tree seem to thumb their nose at me, but it feels like I should know. Feels like I should know. Feels like I should know that an apple is a thumbless fruit. I told you there was fruit in every song. Shine me up pretty and put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, but I can't stand to be alone. Shine, shine, shine me up pretty and put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, but I can't stand to be alone. Sure, the words I tend to hear, bum, 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 get misinterpreted by my ears. That's not a word, I looked it up. But it feels like I should know. It feels like I should know. It feels like I should know that this brain has a mind of its own and it loves to trip me, it does. Shine me up pretty, put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, but I can't stand to be alone. Shine, shine, shine me up pretty, yeah. Put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, but I can't stand to be alone. Throw those shoes away for another day. I was dating this girl in York, Pennsylvania, and she literally was so drunk, she had to take off her shoes to walk home. And then she left them above the door that she had lived upstairs from. She left her shoes there, and then some dude stole her shoes in the middle of the night. That's It's that line. Right? Roll those shoes away for another day. Oh, I can't wait to see you in that dress. And I can't wait to help you get undressed. I can't wait to feel your head on my chest. Shine me up pretty, put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you. Can't stand to be alone, it's busy work. Shine me up pretty and put me in your phone. I've got no time to be with you, but I can't stand to be alone. No, I can't stand to be alone. Anybody who was at the last show I played at Gina's Blackbird Gallery. Anybody who was at the last show I played, I feel like I felt bad about this since then because I announced that that song was about two Hooters girls. And I just wanted to point out, because I didn't point out at the time, I really didn't walk into a Hooters and pick up two girls. They were just Hooters girls.
Liar!
I met them somewhere else. I didn't meet them in a Hooters. Let me tell you, that girl could debone a chicken wing like nobody you've ever fucking met in your life. And those orange pants are more comfortable than they look. That's all I'm saying. I'm spending all day in a fucking house surrounded with Hooters shorts. I'm gonna put some on. I'm living life, you know? Maybe I never had a cup of coffee, but I'm living life. Heroin is very plentiful in America right now. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You know, the Hooters shorts only come in extra small and small. If you're a medium, you go elsewhere. You go work at Cheddar's or whatever.
That's harsh.
It is harsh, dude. It's harsh. I'm with you. I'm not an extra small, please.
Yeah, Hooters too.
Well, they fit. Like, they fit. You pull them on, they're fine. You know, the Hooters, you gotta buy your stockings. If you're a Hooters girl, you gotta buy your stockings from Hooters. What kind of fucking scam is that? Stratton, you should get on that. You should start selling, like, stockings that everybody has to wear when they're here. Do you have your Bunkhouse stockings on? Well, you're not gonna work tonight. Hey, when I say zuba zuba zuba, do you know what you say? Right? When I say zuba zuba zuba, you say ee ee ee. And if you don't, we're gonna play this song for 25 fucking minutes. A lot of times I say this and it's not true, but I came a long way to simply play this show. So I thank you all for showing up. I thank you all for being yourselves, and I thank you all for living your lives to the fullest. Pride and exercise, there's custard pie, custard pie. The dignitaries walk not ride, you work your side, you work your side. A mountain of hamburgers rise, have you tried, have you tried? I've got a blue spotted owl, and that lazy fucker sleeps all day. You hardly had a surface to scratch. I gave you that on purpose. You brat, oh, you play on, and I guess I'll go away. Hey, hey, wait a second. Here comes your chance to prove yourself. Zip, 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 zip. You'll get it better next time, it's alright. Don't have EEE envy, you'll be fine next time. No, really, this happens to everybody.
half of an hour. It's debated, but your life is shorter than before. You hardly had a surface to scratch. I gave you that on purpose. You brought, oh, you play on, I guess I'll go away. Hey, Wednesday. Well, now the curly window pony ride. Step on Clyde, sit down boy before you die. Grow some pride, pull him up and let him slide. At high tide, I got a list to beware of, but don't you worry, sugar britches. I've crossed out many on that now. I'm a tainted man. Zip, 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 zip. Schlitz tonight. You hardly had a surface, oh, to scratch. I gave you that on purpose, so how long will SeaWorld be open, huh? So many people are mad at them. You brats! If SeaWorld was Kanye West, like You play on, and I guess I'll go away. Hey, Wednesday. Hey, Wednesday. I realized that I played in January in Las Vegas and February in Las Vegas. If I can just book 10 more gigs over the next year, you guys can see me every month. Just kidding. I was born in this city. I don't know if I mentioned that already. In Napoli, where love is king. Y'all know this song in the back of your head. When boy meets girl, here's what they say. It's in 3. When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and they'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you walk down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. But you know you're not dreaming, signore. Excuse me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Doesn't that make you hungry for garlic knots? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and they'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. That's the hard part. When you walk a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Excuse me, but you see, back in old Napoli,
That's amore. Excuse me, but you see, back in old Napoli, when I grew up, there were so many autographed Dean Martin records in my house. That's amore. Thank you, Bunkhouse. Thank you, Las Vegas. Thank you, everyone who gave me $5 at the door. I love you so much. There are compact discs for sale right over there. I'd be happy to share one with you. There's pink ones that have a Jacob Smigel cover on it. There's ones that say Morgan's Orange that are my old cassette recordings. And there's the latest one that's with a full band from York, Pennsylvania called Shine Me Up Pretty, The Train of Salvation. Thank you, Bunkhouse. Thank you, everybody here. Good night.